Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99 podcast. We've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel. I am joined today with Slothy. Slothy, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing quite good, thanks. Finally getting some nice weather. How you doing?
I'm also doing good. I'm also enjoying the sun that we're getting. It was a little hot for me yesterday. The plus 30 is a little much, but no, it's been nice to not be soaking wet in ankle deep water in our crazy city.
Oh, absolutely. And for those that are listening in the States, 30 is 86 Fahrenheit.
It's too much. It's too much. I'll die. I understand that a lot of people like that temperature, but I am not those people. I melt.
No, I think 15 is kind of where it is for me.
Yeah, that's a nice temperature. I agree. I hope everyone had a great weekend as well. I wanted to say first and foremost, thank you to everyone who's gone and given us ratings on Spotify. We really, really appreciate it. If everyone else is listening as well, if you're on Apple Music or Spotify, please just stop in, give us a rating, good or bad. It does still help. Hopefully good. Good's always good. And it makes more people find the show. We can do more content the more people listen. So we really appreciate everyone who stops in and listens. Thank you to everyone who has rated. And I will get right into this deck because it's just, it's one of my favorite ones. I like a few things specifically in Magic, and in order, they are landfall, enter the battlefield, and then generally pretty much chaos. I just like chaotic things in Magic where it's really hard to track board states. I like effects, and this whole deck is kind of based around that theme a little bit. It's pretty budget. If you've read the show episode name, you'll know what it is. So I'm obsessed with these Baldur's Gate commanders. I love them. I love this choose a background mechanic. It's enabled me to do so many things. I've built so much. And without further ado, we're gonna jump into this one. This is Baeloth Barrityl Entertainer. Is that what it is? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I think so.
Barrityl is how it's going for now. And then we have him paired with background. So number one, it is 4 colorless and a red for an elf shaman. That is a great tribe for. Elf has a lot of support, so you can go pretty tribal pretty easy with this. It's a legendary creature, Elf Shaman 2/5. Creatures your opponents control with power less than Baeloth Barrityl's power are goaded. Whenever a goaded attacking or blocking creature dies, you create a treasure token. So off the bat, playing this commander, everything 2 or less has to attack every turn if it's an opponent's thing. If they block with their creatures that are 2 or less and they die, you get treasure. If they attack and they die, you get treasure. So you really do get a lot of accelerant in this deck, and I really should have put probably more things to do with my treasure tokens. But that wasn't the point of the deck. The point of the deck was actually the secondary commander, which is, I'll let you take this one, Slothy.
Absolutely. So this is Raised by Giants, 5 and a green for legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have base power and toughness 10/10 and are giants in addition to their other types. I think this is the best background to go with Baeloth.
Yeah, I agree.
Without a doubt.
So before I even start this, it's my deck's called Gigantic Entertainment, Baeloth Gigantic Entertainment. I love it. This is nuts. Having everything 10 or less have to attack every turn is crazy. And that means that every time it gets back to our turn, for the most part, our opponent's going to be tapped out. So we're going to be able to swing with our enormous 10/10 commander at players who haven't been able to actually do anything, like to block us or stop us. They just have to whittle each other down. I think that this is just such a fun pairing. It's so good on curve as well. It's 5 mana for Baeloth, 6 mana for the Raised by Giants. A lot of people aren't going to be able to remove Raised by Giants, so they're going to have to target Baeloth pretty aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really, really fun deck. I love Goad. I talked about Kama initially when we first had Kama come out from the Kamigawa one, and that's one of my favorite decks I've ever built. I just think Goad is a fun mechanic. It's something that makes the table interact. People can't sit back and durdle. They can't save stuff up. I like Goad a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes the game feel a lot faster.
Yeah, it makes it. I'm one of the people who does this. I sit and I have this overwhelming board state, and then a lot of times people feel like they can't do anything because if they swing, then they're open to my monster swing. Everyone's swinging, and sometimes games have to end, right? Everyone knows the meme of oh yeah, a quick commander game is going to be 3 hours, right? I like decks like this that are a little group sluggy that they drain the table. I like the game's got to end, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll jump right into just the artifact section, and you'll see a bit where I went with this one. Like I said, I love chaotic things in Magic, and one of the most chaotic cards in Magic is Aeon Engine. It's 5 colorless. It enters the battlefield tapped. You tap it, exile it, and reverse the game's turn order.
Yeah.
It's also really, really fun for if players are trash talking each other during it, and I'm going to kill you on my turn, and then I just change the turn order so they get their turn first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really, really like that card. You want to take these next two?
Sure. Next up, we've got Arcane Signet, 2 mana. Tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Simple stuff. Then we've got Chaos Wand, 3 mana for tap 4 and then tap it. Target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost, then put the exiled cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of that library in a random order.
I love this card.
Yeah.
I really enjoy, like I said, chaotic effects that make the game kind of wonky is really fun. This ignores timing restrictions, so you can get cool sorceries off if you have someone who's taking extra turns. You know that they have like those kind of cards like Time Stretch or something in there. You could steal their time stretches. It's really funny to see what people mystical tutor to the top of their deck by just playing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like Chaos Wand. I really like it makes you focus a little bit on, like, it's fun to just randomly do to players, but it's also fun to be able to take a second and be like, okay, well, I know that if I'm playing against Slothy, I know that Slothy's likely got a board wipe, so he can probably, like, he plays a lot of removal. Maybe I can get what I need from him. Or if I'm playing with my friend Kyle, I know that he plays ramp in every deck. Like, he's a hard green ramp player. So I know that I'm likely to hit like a Cultivate, something like that that's going to ramp me back up to these higher cost cards like my commander. I just love Chaos Wand. And there is also players who just play heavy counter spells, and it's fun to counter them with their own spells.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, this is a nice way to dump in with your treasure tokens that you'll get from Baeloth, because, again, you have to remember that, like, it's going to be a 10-10. Everything power 10 or less that attacks or blocks and dies is going to give you a treasure token, right? So you're going to have so many of them sitting there. I probably should have stuffed Halcyon in this deck just for fun. Turned them all into bears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love Halcyon. The next one we have is Commander Sphere. It's another simple card. 3 mana, you tap to add 1 mana of your commander's color identity. You sack it, draw a card. This being reprinted so recently, I've just been shoving it in decks because, again, it's just such a good, cheap mana rock. I haven't had as much time to be going out to game stores lately and to buy stuff. I've been building mostly from collection. And it's made a lot more budget-friendly decks than I normally would because I'm not out just rebuying new copies, right? So I said earlier that this is a pretty budget one. This is only $190. This is a pretty fun deck if you like Goad. Pretty easy to get going. I wanted to talk the next one, too, though, as another way to mana dump with your treasure tokens. We have Jinx Choker. It's a 3-mana artifact. At the end of your turn, a target opponent gains control of Jinx Choker and puts a charge counter on it. At the beginning of your At the beginning of your upkeep, Jinx Choker deals damage to you equal to the number of charge counters on it. And for 3, you can put a charge counter on Jinx Choker or remove one from it.
It's an interesting card.
Yeah, it's really fun to just, especially if you have tons of mana to dump into it, and you know that at the end step you get to send it to another opponent. I've slighted you and I killed all your creatures. All right, well, I'm going to put 10 into it and give it to Daniel. This deck is meant to make the game go quickly, and it's going to put its own target, its own counter on it every turn, and like I said, I'm mana dumping into it. A lot of times games have to end, and this is how we're making games end. Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that card before.
I play a lot of really, really silly cards. By the way, this deck it's meant for a fast game. Like if you want a deck where you only have a fast game, or you want to see what it's like to infuriate the table, this is going to be the deck for you, because there's a lot of things that will salt the table. The Architect has given it a really low salt score, and I think it's because of the same thing. No one just plays these cards that I play. But Jinx Choker is pretty silly. I'm glad you saw a new one.
Yeah. Next one up is Mind Crank, 2 mana. Whenever an opponent loses life, that player mills that many cards.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
It's a rough one in a Go deck where everyone has to attack every turn.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you're either going to take a bunch of mill or you're going to give me treasure tokens. We have the next one on this list is Orb of Dreams, and it's in the deck specifically so people can't be like, well, I have a turn with this. Orb of Dreams' permanents come into play tapped. So by the time that they can use it, they are going to have to attack with it.
Interesting.
Yeah. it's like an anti-summoning sickness safety card. Like by the time you can actually use your card, you have to swing with it. So like you're not going to get a Birds of Paradise out and then be like, okay, well maybe I can use it. I guess you can still tap the birds, but regardless, I'm trying to keep everything on the board tapped so everyone can wildly swing. Whoever is in the turn orders after me, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Like whoever is the very last player is going to be the one who has the most opportunity to swing out of people. Yeah, Orb of Dreams is good salt. Then we have Soul Ring, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, we got to ramp to these big ones. And you want to take this last one here?
Yes, I quite like this one. It's Wand of Wonder, 3 in red. You can tap 4 and tap it to roll a d20. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery card, then shuffles the rest into their library. You may cast up to X instant and or sorcery spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. If you get a 1 to 9, X is 1. 10 to 19, X is 2. And if you get a 20, X is 3.
I'm in love with this card. Every part of it.
Yeah, and that art is awesome.
I was gonna say I've loved the artwork since I saw it, but I love Chaos Wand. I stuff it into decks all the time. I'm amazed there's not a Howling Mine in this deck, but this will have to do, right?
That's something that I was a little bit surprised of, actually.
Yeah, I'm probably just out of Howling Mines while I was building, to be honest, now that I'm looking at it. But Wand of Wonder is just, it's really fun, and it gives you a ton of utility because now you don't really have to choose who to Chaos Wand, right? You're kind of Chaos Wanding everyone and picking what best suits the situation. At worst, and at best, you're getting something from everyone. No one's putting instants and sorceries in their deck if they're not good, right? So you could really easily, in theory, like hit a Cultivate, an Assassin's Trophy, and then like a Cyclonic Rift from someone and bounce, like waste their Cyclonic Rift, waste an Assassin's Trophy on something of theirs, and Cultivate ramp yourself. Like Wand of Wonder really does a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love Wand of Wonder. I want to go into my lands quickly because there's a few that matter a little bit. Number 1 is Rogue's Passage. Any deck that you have a big commander, you want a Rogue's Passage, I believe.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, and with our commander being a 10/10, it's going to be very easy to just blow people off the board. So this is tapped up for a colorless or 4 and a tap. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Then the other one I wanted to talk about is Forbidden Orchard. I really like this card, especially in a goad-like deck. You add 1 mana of any color. Whenever you tap Forbidden Orchard for mana, target opponent creates a 1/1 colorless spirit token. But with our commander out, number 1, we're able to politics a little bit with this card. Be like, don't worry, I'm going to give you a blocker. However, when that blocker dies, I'm going to get treasure tokens for it. I'm able to make it so there's more things that are forced to attack on the board. Forbidden Orchard is also just a really, really good card in a deck like this. And it's just nice to be able to pass out tokens. Like, we're doing a lot of things that are going to make the table angry, so a few nice things will go a long way.
I don't know if it's really going to matter with this one.
Yeah, it's not. And then because I've got so many things that are going to, like, the Jinx Choker, for instance, is a very problematic card. Everyone's going to give it back to you. Just in advance, just know that Jinx Choker is coming directly back at you every time you send it to someone. But it's Witch's Clinic. It is a land, it taps for a colorless, 2 and a tap. Target commander gains lifelink until end of turn. When we're able to just give our commander 10/10 and lifelink, it really makes it not as big of a deal to lose the life that we're losing in this deck.
Well, I mean, and a lot of times they won't be able to attack you either, so.
Yeah, but like I said, there's a lot of things that are going to. This is to end a game quick. Like, this deck is going to kill us as well. It's going to kill everyone. We'll go into enchantments next because there's some fun ones in there.
Sure.
You want to start us off here?
Yeah, so the first one is Aestheticism. 3 double green. Creatures you control can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. And you can tap 1 and a green to regenerate target creature.
Very important in this deck.
Yeah.
You want to survive board wipes, and you want to make it. If people can target Baeloth, they're going to.
Absolutely.
Generally speaking, when you're playing Goad and your commander's Goad based, you have the most annoying card on the table. Therefore, you have 3 people targeting you.
Yeah. And not to mention that your commander is going to be a 10/10.
Yeah, you also do have a 10/10 commander on top of it being annoying. That's also very worth mentioning, I guess.
Actually, seeing the next card, it might be worse than that.
Yeah. I know it. Actually, it's generally specifically for just our commander. Colossal Majesty is 2 and a green. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a card with... At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you draw a card. So this is just going to be an early game, get out and sit on the board, and we're going to be able to double draw every turn because our commander is going to be monstrous.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can take that next one.
Yeah, so You said before the show that I was gonna love and hate this.
Yeah.
I think I figured out which one. But this next one is Colossification, 5 double green, enchant creature. When Colossification enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature, and enchanted creature gets +20/+20.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
few things. One, it's very fun to make your commander a 30/30.
Yeah.
On top of that, though, it's very fun to shove on top of someone's Birds of Paradise that is now goaded.
2021 Birds of Paradise.
Yeah. It's really, really fun to put on, like, if somebody else has, like, a creature that, like, you know is going to be problematic to block or something that's trample. It's really funny to stuff this thing on top of it. Although then it's not goaded, you just have to convince them that they should attack with it, so.
Yeah.
But, yeah, generally, a lot of the times I'm going to put it on my commander and make everything 30 or less attack.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, putting it on birds would be great. We also have, the next one is a really fun card, and I just love playing it right now. It's Descent into Avernus. 2 and a red. At the beginning of your upkeep, you put 2 descent counters on Descent into Avernus. Then each player creates X treasure tokens, and Descent into an... a lot of words. And Descent into Avernus deals X damage to each player, where X is the number of the counters on Descent into Avernus. Number 1, you're going to get your treasures first. So you're going to be the first one to do it. But number 2, this is just going to like blast the table down farther and farther. And it starts really, really early. Like you could potentially get this out on a turn 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like I said, it's just accelerating the game. This is a fast game deck.
Yeah. The next up, we've got Greater Good, 2 double green. Sacrifice a creature, draw cards equal to the sacrifice creature's power, and then discard 3 cards. Draw 10, discard 3.
Yeah, pretty solid way to refill us if we need to. Mm-hmm. And again, like I said, generally you'd worry about the command tax, but I've played this deck a few times, and I've just had unreasonable amounts of treasures. There's no need for treasure doublers in this.
No, you're doing just fine.
Yeah, it's every creature. It's gonna be rough. The next one is also super, super important in this because everyone's gonna try kill Baeloth. It's Grip of Chaos. We have 4 double red. Whenever a spell or ability is put onto the stack, reselect its target at random if it has a single target. Yeah, you select from all legal targets. It's super fun to see somebody try Path to Exile my commander and then have to roll a dice to see which of the 30 creatures on the table it's going to get.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I really like that card. Grip of Chaos is super fun. It makes removing things pretty much impossible. Like it's really hard. Like if you have a Smothering Tides out and you're just going hard with it, and I try to like naturalize it or something, it really, really throws a wrench into that plan. Yeah. Grip of Chaos really, really protects everything. I fell in love with this when it was used against me. I had a deck that was specifically meant to, it was in Slogurk, where I was just destroying people's lands.
Yeah.
And Grip of Chaos came out really, really early, and I kept hitting my own lands with Grip of Chaos. It gave me good respect for this card.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Guild Artisan, 1 in a red, legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have, whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent has more life than that player, you create 2 treasure tokens.
I like this, and it's also really easy to explain why you're attacking someone that way. I need treasure, sorry.
Yeah. You need to be able to afford the commander tax when you kill Baeloth next turn.
Yep. We also have Hand to Hand as the next one. 2 in a red. It's an enchantment. Instants and abilities requiring an activation cost cannot be played during combat.
Nice.
Yeah, no shenanigans there.
This next one is a card that I really like. I run this one in my Godo deck. But it's Mana Barbs, 3 in a red. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, Mana Barbs deals 1 damage to that player.
Yeah, I like that card a lot.
Yeah.
The next one, again, we're goading everything. We care about it dying. It's really on theme with our commander. It's Most Wanted. It's 2 and a green. It has Flash. It has Enchant Creature. Enchanted Creature gets +2/+1. When Enchanted Creature dies, create 2 treasure tokens. This is just a great way to pay for our own commander tax if someone's going to destroy our commander.
Yep.
But it's also just really fun to flash out onto something that's, I'm gonna swing at you with this like 2/2. It won't be a big deal, and then I flash, make it a 4/3. I just like it. I think it's good overall. It's a good way to ramp out. It's fun. It's 25 cents. Can't get enough of it.
Yeah. Then we've got Popular Entertainer, 1 in a red. It's another background. Commander creatures you own have, Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, goad target creature that player controls.
Yeah, we're just doubling down on what we need to do.
Yeah, fair enough.
The next one is the bane of many players' existence, Possibility Storm. 3 double red. Whenever a player casts a spell from his or her hand, that player exiles it, then exiles cards from the top of his or her library until he or she exiles a card that shares a card type with it. That player may cast that card without paying its mana cost, then they put all cards exiled with Possibility Storm on the bottom of their owner's library in a random order.
Yeah.
Another card that just makes it very, very difficult to hit our commander. The more chaotic a deck, the more built-in answers in your deck don't work. The more your counter spells are useless, the more your removal isn't good. Because like you're not really going to want to risk just destroying one of my creatures if you might roll into a board wipe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's Possibility Storm really changes the dynamic of the game up, I think, from the moment it hits the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Possibility Storm is just such a fun card. If nobody in your play group plays Possibility Storm, you could be that person. You could be the one to bring it into your play group and make sure everyone's having a great time.
Don't listen to him about that. Don't do it.
You should.
No, you shouldn't. Don't do it.
This is another great dump for our mana.
Yeah.
It's Pyrohemia. It's 2 double red. At the beginning of your beginning of the end step, if no creatures are on the battlefield, you sack Pyrohemia, and 1 red deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. Our commander's going to be able to survive this easily.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if it's a 30-30.
Yeah, but we're going to be able to pretty regularly wipe everything off the board. And it's our commander cares specifically if they're attacking or blocking and dies. So if someone's just trying to do something like they, let's say I swing out at you, someone else has Baeloth on the field, I swing out at you, and you're like, don't worry, I'll just fog it, like we've got an Angus Mackenzie player or something at the table, which is something that happens in my play group a lot.
Yeah.
Those creatures are still attacking and blocking, and killing them will still give me my treasure tokens.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Pyrohemia interacts really well with the ability that way. And like I said, it's just really funny to just like wipe the board and just like smash people of their life. Again, I can't explain how much that Witch's Clinic is very important. And then I can't explain further why I didn't put something to go fetch it in the deck. It's just, it's coming random if it's there.
It kind of fits the theme of just kind of chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
But next up, we've got Sticky Fingers, single red for an aura. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has menace, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. And when enchanted creature dies, draw a card.
Yeah, I really, again, like this card a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good one.
We'll hit our... we'll go... I'd like our instance next. We'll start off strong with Chandra's Ignition. 3 double red. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature and each opponent. This is a really, really good card just in general. But if you specifically change one of the cards in the deck, you make a very nice combo of if you can give your creature Infect, then Baeryl will kill the table.
Yeah.
Because or not Baeryl, Baeloth, sorry. Whatever it is. Double B.
That's his last name.
B squared. We'll kill the table with that. So if you put Triumph of the Hordes in here, it's a really good card. Triumph of the Hordes desperately needs a reprint.
Yep, absolutely.
But despite that, it's still going to be a 5 mana, 10 damage to everything, 10 damage to every opponent, which is really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Creative Technique. 4 in a red. It's got Demonstrate, so when you cast a spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. Shuffle your library, then reveal cards from the top of it until you reveal a non-land card. Exile that card, put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order, and you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost.
I love chaos so much. It's chaos for everyone, not just me.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, we have our normal Cultivate because I put Cultivate in every deck that has green and can have it. We've just got our normal 2 and a green. You search the library for 2 basic lands, 1 to the field, 1 to hand. Field tapped, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
Oh yeah, I'll do the next one too. We also have Explosive Vegetation, 3 and a green. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. You put them on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Again, another card I put in everything. I should put in something to fetch Witch's Clinic, but I didn't. But I should. Let it be known that I should, and if you are building this deck, you probably should too. It will really help you because I more than once killed myself playing this deck.
Next up, we've got the second best card with a name similar to this. We've got Hull Breach. Red and a green. Choose one, destroy target artifact or enchantment, or destroy target artifact and target enchantment.
I love this card. In
Yeah.
Commander specifically, there's going to be a lot of times where you can get a 2-mana destroy 2 off. That's going to be great.
Absolutely.
This one's also kind of fun. I enjoy this. Imposing Grandeur. 4 and a red. Each player may discard their hand and draw cards equal to the greatest mana value of a commander they own on the battlefield or in the command zone. Specifically for us, our Raised by Giants is a commander.
Yeah.
So we can draw 6. Yeah, even if it's not in play. I really like that ability. And again, something that might buy a little bit of free will at the table because you're not forcing him to discard. I thought about putting like a Wheel of Fortune in here or something, but it just seemed too annoying to make people throw their hands out. So this is just a very you may. Yeah. Speaking of annoying, do you want the next card?
Yeah. This next one is Indomitable Creativity, X, triple red. Destroy X target artifacts and or creatures. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of his or her library until an artifact or creature card is revealed and exiles that card. Those players put the exiled cards onto the battlefield and then shuffle their libraries. That is a lot of words.
I love this card. But it's very, very fun. Again, another great thing to sink your mana into this, and it's chaos at its finest again, right? I'm going to blow every creature and artifact off the board, and let's see what we get. Let's see. It's kind of like playing one of the Warp Worlds, but in a way that everyone won't pick up. They'll still be angry, for sure. They'll be upset, undoubtedly. But it's a great card. We also have Kick in the Door. It's 1 red. You put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That creature gains haste until the end of the turn, can't be blocked, and you venture into a dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like venturing into the dungeon.
Then we've got Kodama's Reach, 2 and a green. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put 1 onto the battlefield, tap the other into your hand, and then shuffle. Nice and simple.
Yep. We also, if people don't want to block our cards so we can get our treasure, Predatory Rampage helps us. We have 3 double green. Creatures you control get 3/3 until end of turn. Each creature your opponent's control blocks this turn if able.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Then we've got Rampant Growth, 1 and a green. Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle.
Yep. We also have Sky Shroud Claim, 3 and a green. Search your library for up to 2 forests, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle.
Yeah.
Oh man, this next card's fun.
This next one is Spectacular Showdown, 1 and a red. Put a double strike counter on a target creature, then goad each creature that had a double strike counter put on it this way. It's got Overload for 4 triple red, so you can cast it for that instead. If you do, change target to each.
Goad everything, give everything, double strike, let's go! It's also, by the way, it's not opponents, so overloading it will put them on your creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your creatures will also become goaded. They will be joined in the party, which is very fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have one of my favorite reprints that they just did, Traverse the Outlands. This card was nuts in price for so long. We've got 4 and a green. Search the library for up to X basic lands, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. This is just going to be awesome with our commander being a 10/10. A 5-mana grab 10 lands out of our deck is going to be game-changing.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, right? I just like that. Then we'll crush into our instance here, because there's some fun ones in that, and we'll end off with our simple creatures, no planeswalkers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so the first instant is Arc Bond, 2 and a red. Choose target creature. Whenever that creature is dealt damage this turn, it deals that much damage to each other creature and each player.
Yeah, Arc Bond does work. If you have a player who's just, it's really fun because I play again in a group of people that play Blightsteel Colossus and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's really fun to just kill everyone on the table with an Arc Bond. Somebody swings with Blightsteel. They're like, I'll block it. I'll just Arc Bond it. Yeah, I like it a lot. I really like to pair this with my favorite play thus far with it has been with the Predatory Rampage we did, where each creature your opponent's control blocks, so everything does damage to my creature. Yeah. And then I Arc Bond it and I kill the table that way.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. This one will almost kill, the next one too will almost kill the table if you swing with your commander. It's Bounty of Might. 4 double green, target creature gets 3/3, target creature gets 3/3, target creature gets 3/3. Very fun offensively for us, and just also very fun to hurl onto other people's creatures, like while they're attacking.
Yeah, and notably that is 3/3 until end of turn.
Until end of turn, yes. I like that you can give something 9/9. Again, I really like killing people with Birds of Paradise. If someone has a Birds of Paradise, they're getting the immortal Birds of Paradise, the God King bird.
Dan will not let your bird die.
Yeah, it's going to be with colossification on the birds, it would be 21. So you'd have a 29, 30 birds. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's silly. Next up, we've got Chaos Warp, 2 in a red. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's permanent, they put it onto the battlefield.
Yeah, I honestly think it's just one of the best red cards. I think it's something that should be in almost every red deck.
Without a doubt.
It's so good. I also like that I can, if I feel like, just throw it at one of my treasures and see what I get.
Yeah. Or just if you tutor for something, just get it on the battlefield for free. Tutor for
Yeah, tutor to the top, like Worldly Tutor or something.
Mm-hmm. Find Eldrazi.
Yeah. No, Chaos Warp is just it's a phenomenal card, and I also like the Chaos. Like I said, I like random plays. A lot of people kind of take some time during their turn, right? We all make the slow play jokes. Chaos Warp, it wrecks people's game plans, right? If they had an Avacyn and they were planning a board wipe, they're just like, okay, I'm gonna board wipe. All right, well, I'm gonna Chaos Warp Avacyn. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I like to see people's plans get thrown to the wind, and Chaos, things like this deck does really do that. Chaos Warp is just such a good one for it. This next one as well is really weird and chaotic. 1 double red. It's an instant. You gain control of target spell that targets only a single permanent or player. You copy it, then reselect the targets for the spell and the copy. The new targets can't be you or a permanent you control. I love this card.
Mm-hmm.
Someone tries to path to exile me, now we path to exile 2 of their things. And especially with our, I really like it if we've got the, what's the word I'm thinking, Grip of Chaos out, right? Because this is going to remove my cards from the ability to, it removes my cards from the ability to be the target.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that card a lot. It's very fun to play.
Yeah. This next one is one that if this deck is still a little bit out of your price range, you can cut this one and make it a lot more manageable.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like a third of the deck.
Yeah. It's Deflecting Swat. 2 in a red. If you control a commander, you may cast a spell without paying its mana cost. You may choose new targets for target spell or ability.
Yeah, just a good way to get things away from it.
Yeah, said it before and I'll say it again. They should have reprinted these in Double Masters.
Well, Double Masters was just a commander set, right? Like they pre-printed so many cards specifically good to commander. Like you didn't print Muldrotha in for like other players. It's for commanders, right? So the free cycle, it would have been the best spot. It would have really upped the value that was in them, especially if they put them in there as rares.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that was a big miss on their part. Like I know that they don't want to overvalue sets, but these cards do desperately need to be reprinted because they are very fun to play.
Yeah, I think I made this comparison before, but it's kind of like Dockside, where you had one place you could get it beforehand, so that just made the price skyrocket. And they reprinted Dockside, and it's still a $75 Canadian, $75 card.
Well, there's still not enough supply of it, right? Like even with that one printing, it's like a limited run. There's just not enough Docksides. Dockside is a very good card for Commander, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like the same thing would be for these ones too. Yeah,
they have a place pretty much in every one of those. I like the ability. They do make you play a little differently, having the potential 0 cost change because you threat assess based on what's open, what's available.
Yeah, absolutely.
That being said, though, Deflecting Swat is still fun.
Yeah.
I also like this one as well for the same reason I talked about the Orb of Dreams earlier. It's Expedite. It's 1 red. Target creature gains haste until end of turn, and you draw a card. This can be a great finisher for us if somebody tries to just get rid of our commander so that they have another turn. We can give it haste as well. We can give a problematic creature an opponent has haste. Like somebody gets a big, like you've said before, Eldrazi out. All right, well, we're going to give it haste, and it's goaded.
Yeah.
And we draw a card.
Or Blight Steel.
Yep. Gross.
Next up, we've got Feed the Clan, 1 in a red. You gain 5 life, but it's got Ferocious. You gain 10 life instead of if you control a creature with power 4 or greater.
1 in the green, though, not 1 in the red. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but no, yeah. Again, a good way to get your life back up because a lot of this stuff drains you. This is, I mentioned earlier, I have an Angus player in my group. This is for them. 1 in a red. Damage can't be prevented this turn. And it has flashback of 1 red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good one for us.
Then we've got Fling, 1 in a red. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sack a creature. Fling deals damage equal to the sacked creature's power to any target.
Yeah. A lot of times we're just hurling a 10 cost at something with that Colossification on. It is really funny if we tap, we attack, it taps, we put Colossification on, and they're like, okay, I've got a turn to figure out something, and then I hurl it at them for 30.
That's good way to end somebody's game.
Yeah, I like Fling. I put it in a lot of decks. It's fun, and our commander's big enough to warrant it, I say.
Absolutely.
We also have Fog, just 1 green, prevent all combat damage to be dealt this turn. People are going to eventually try kill us if they get our commander off the board.
Mm-hmm. Then we've got Harrow, 2 and a green. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sack a land, search your library for 2 basic land cards, put them on the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. I like that this one is not, they don't enter the battlefield tapped.
Yeah, Harrow's good acceleration for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Predator's Rapport, 2 and a green, instant. Choose target creature you control. You gain life equal to that creature's power plus their toughness.
Oh, gaining 30 life seems pretty good for 3 mana.
Yeah, well, because our commander on its own is 20. If we have Colossification on it, it would be 60 life.
Yeah, 60 rather, yeah.
Yeah, Predator's Rapport is really good for getting us a lot of life back.
Yeah. Then we've got Prize Fight, 1 and a green. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control, and create a treasure token.
Yep. It's you can also do that in you can do it in the attack block step so that you double down on what you get.
Yeah.
Your treasure tokens. Yeah. I like Prize Fight a lot. It's fun to blow people's blockers off the board too. We also have a lot of these cards you don't really see in a lot of decks, like Predator's Rapport. Sheltering Word is another one of them. I really like this card. It's 1 in the green. Target creature you control gains hexproof until a turn, which is a great ability. And you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So again, for us, it's a save our creature, gain 10 life. Awesome.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Then we've got Soul's Fire, 2 and a red. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to any target.
Yeah, again, just another way to really blow people off the board with our commander's huge power. Like having a 10/10 commander is very unique to Magic. It's not something that happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not without like really equipping it up or like filling it with enchantments.
Yeah, having the background just kind of sitting there kind of really changed things.
Yeah, I really like that ability to, because there's no partner pairing that lets you just like have a raw 10/10 color, like 10/10 commander on the field. Yeah, a 10/10 for 5 mana as well, I should say.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, that is a token generator and a goad monster. I love it. And then we also have Will's Reversal. Actually, you take this one. I know you like this one.
Yeah. So Will's Reversal, it's 2 and a red. Choose target spell or ability with 1 or more targets. Roll a d20 and add the greatest power among creatures you control. 1 to 14, you may choose new targets for a spell or ability. And 15 plus, you may choose new targets for that spell or ability. Then copy, you may choose new targets for the copy. I really like this one in this deck because that means you have to roll a 5.
It's pretty hard to whiff on, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A 5 or greater on a d20 will get you a copy of their target and you change their target, which is awesome.
Yeah, you've got a, what would that be? 16% chance, or you have a 20% chance to whiff.
Yeah.
Which, very good odds.
Yeah, I know. I love the chaotic part of it. At worst, you're still, again, you're getting your what is it, deflecting SWAT effect. At worst, just not for free. Yeah. And at best, you're like double copying something. And as well, like I said, Traverse the Outlands was just reprinted, right?
Yeah.
If you try Traverse the Outlands and I Will's Reversal it, roll my 5 and I get a double Traverse the Outlands, oh man.
20 lands.
Yeah. 20 lands
mana?
into play for 3 mana. And like I said, you've got so much, you have just so much ability to ramp in this deck. You're going to have so many treasure tokens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really, really like it. And then, yeah, the instant section's pretty cheap. It's really funny actually looking at it cost wise. It's $57 for my whole instant section, and it's 50 of the dollars are in deflecting SWAT. And like I when you were going through it, did you hear like a bunch that you didn't like?
No.
Yeah, so taking deflecting SWAT out, you could possibly have a pretty, I think, solid instant section at $7.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or $8. Yeah,
it's like really not bad at all.
Yeah, like I said, I really like this deck. It's very cheap to play. It's very, very fun to pilot. Very, very good time. We've got just a few creatures left to the end of it, and Oh man, I love everything about this deck. So our first creature on our list is going to be Avatar of Slaughter. It's 6 double red, 8/8 for an avatar. All creatures have double strike and attack each combat if able. Pretty much nearly going to kill anyone with commander damage on ours alone. And we're going to make combat just a monster problem for every player at the table by giving everything double strike.
Yeah.
And it's way more likely that blocking and attacking creatures die. Also, it's a really, really cool flavor text. It's Diplomacy has solved nothing. Only blood spill can end this now. Call forth the Warbringer by Bassandra Battle Seraph.
Nice.
Yeah, Avatar of Slaughter is going to be a real issue to hit the table in this. And again, generally speaking, we are going to have the mana because so many things are going to have to attack.
Next up, we've got Bloodsworn Steward, 2 double red for a 4/4 Vampire Knight with flying. Commander creatures you control get +2/+2 and have haste.
Big commander. Yep. We have Capricopian. It's X and a green for a 0/0 Goat Hydra. It enters with X/1/1 counters on it. You can pay 2 mana, put a 1/1 counter on Capricopian, then you can reselect which player it's attacking. Only the player Capricopian is attacking can activate this, and only during the declare attacker step. It's very, very fun. And again, we've got, I feel like a broken record saying this, but we have so much treasure. So Capricopian can hit the deck as a 15/15, and people have to just fight over who it swings at.
Yeah, it's going to end up being who has more mana that they can spend.
It's really fun. I love Capricopian.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Cemetery Gatekeeper, 1 and a red for 2/1 Vampire with first strike. When Cemetery Gatekeeper enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard. Whenever a player plays a land or casts a spell, if it shares a card type with the exiled card, Cemetery Gatekeeper deals 2 damage to that player.
Yeah, I really, really like this card.
That card absolutely hoses my Derevi deck.
Yeah. Oh, because you have to constantly recast Derevi?
Well, that, and even without doing that, it's got 41 creatures in it.
Oh, yeah, so if I just exile any creature, every time you cast, you take that. Yeah, Cemetery Gatekeeper's really, really fun. I always liked the Zozu the Punisher kind of effects where you get drained for doing something, and being able to choose is really, really fun. There's a lot of decks that win by doing like an infinite mill thing with a brainstorm, so you just, if you hit an instant, every time they cast it, they take 2 damage.
Yep.
Yeah, Cemetery Gatekeeper really, really keeps players who need to go off in check, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
And it's whenever a land enters, so if somebody gets this out on me, and I traverse the Outlands for 10, I'll lose 20 life. Blech.
Yes.
Yuck. Gross, right? This wouldn't be a Chaos deck without a Tali. Primal Storm, we've got 4 double red, legendary creature Elder Dinosaur 6/6. When a Tali Primal Storm attacks, exile top card of each player's library, then you may cast any number of spells from among them without paying their mana cost. Awesome. It's going to be really, really solid for us. We're going to hit our own stuff. We're going to chaotically take things from our opponents, which is very fun as well.
Yeah.
The storm rages and the earth breaks. I love it. I love this card so much.
Yeah, it's a good card. Then next up, we've got Gorilla Shaman, single red for 1/1 Ape Shaman. XX1, destroy target non-creature artifact with mana value X.
Yeah.
Yeah. With how
many treasures we've got sitting there,
yeah. It's gonna not be an issue to destroy something.
True. You could also make this the alternate commander of the deck. I don't think it would function as well, but it does also have choose a background, so you could switch it if you wanted. It's Karlach, Fury of Avernus, 4 and a red for a Tiefling Barbarian 5/4. Whenever you attack, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, untap all attacking creatures. They gain first strike until the turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Giving all your creatures first strike and a second combat is going to just really help out in this, especially because not much is going to be left by the time it gets to your turn in the terms of blockers. You're most of the time, if you can keep your commander alive, going to be able to freely swing at anyone.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. It's very fun.
Then we've got Kazul, Tyrant of the Cliffs, 3 double red for a legendary creature Ogre Warrior 5/4. Whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, if you are the defending player, create a 3/3 red Ogre creature token unless that creature's controller pays 3.
Yeah, eventually everyone else is going to be dead and they have to swing into us, and this is a really good way to get ourselves some blockers.
Speaking of a good way to get some blockers.
Oh yeah, this card's awesome. I wish this could be, I've said awesome 500 times this episode, but I really, really like the deck I put together, so forgive me. But yeah, I really love this card. It's I've seen it just go off nonstop in Jetmir lately. But yeah, take it, please.
Yeah, so this next one is Krenko 10 Street Kingpin, 2 and a red for a 1/2 legendary creature goblin. Whenever Krenko 10 Street Kingpin attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to Krenko's power.
I really enjoy being able to freely swing Krenko and get those goblins out every turn. Because you've got 3 players, like I said, most are going to be tapped down and tapped out. So you'll be able to get your Krenko swing off.
Oh, absolutely.
I've put this in every deck that I can lately. I love this card. Every part of this card is my favorite part of this card. Marching Duodrome. 2 mana, 2/2, construct. It's colorless. When it attacks, each player makes a treasure token. It does everything I want. It gives me my group hug. I'm gonna swing it at people. I love Marching Duodrome. It's just such a good card.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's almost no reason to not put it in decks if you wanna have a little group hug element.
Yeah, exactly.
It's super easy to convince people to take 2 damage so that everyone can get a treasure token. It makes the game go fast, helps players not stall out. It's a 2 mana thing. It helps you not stall out if for some reason you're stalled on land. I love everything about Marching Duodrome.
This next one is another one that if you cut it would bring the value or the cost of the deck down quite a bit. This is Pathbreaker Ibex, 4 double green for a 3/3 goat. Whenever Pathbreaker Ibex attacks, creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Absolute game ender.
Yep. Well, and as well with if you have your Krenko out for some reason, you can get like 11 goblins on the first swing, 12 goblins on the first swing.
Yeah.
And then the next turn, they are all huge. Yeah, Pathbreaker Ibex really does put work in. And then just because I didn't find the deck annoying enough, I like to put in Treasure Nabber. It's 2 and a red for a Goblin Rogue 3/2. Whenever an opponent taps an artifact for mana, you gain control of that artifact until the end of your next turn. This is just a really fun card for being able to help ramp. You're kind of sharing the ramp. It'll kind of annoy people, but again, you're not stopping them from using it. You only get it till the end of your turn.
Yeah, exactly.
So they'll get it back, but this will really accelerate you, especially if you've got a pretty heavy early game play style or play group, lots of Signet, the guild signets, the arcane signets, the talismans, any of those things. Just having access to them is really gonna change the speed of your game up. Treasure Nabber is a very fun card to play with if you haven't used it before.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also am in love with this flavor text too. It's the law of Givesies Backsies is respected by every noble pursuer of shiny things. Yeah, I said, it's a very budget deck. Your commanders, we've got two things in the command zone at under $5. We've got 14 enchantments at $30, and the first one, the asceticism, is 12 of it alone. My land section super basic because I wanted to fetch things with Traverse the Outlands at $26. My sorcery is $19. My instance, again, $50. If you were to cut Deflecting Swat, it's $8. And then the creatures are $41. Like you said, the Ibex you could bring down half the price of the creature section alone. This is a really, you could probably throw a functional version of this deck together at around $100.
Absolutely.
You're gonna play a bunch of cards that your play group probably hasn't seen before. You're gonna be able to do a lot of silly fun things. You're gonna life gain in green like it's nobody's business with things like that Predator's Rapport. Yeah, I just really liked playing this deck. I like Goad a lot as a mechanic. I like Chaos a lot, and I think there's just a ton of chaotic things in here. You could make it more, but I don't think it overwhelms the table with annoying, but I think it's enough to frustrate your playgroup a little bit, just in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you played against this, would you have an issue with it?
No, I don't think so. I think it's as chaotic as it is. I think it's very fair.
Yeah.
There's no real degeneracy in it. I think there are definitely ways you could make it that, but I appreciate that you didn't.
Yeah, I was trying to have fun with it, right? And a lot of a lot of the things that are going to suck for players suck for every player, not just for me, right? Possibility Storm sucks for everyone, not just for the other players. Pyrohemia, it's going to blow my creatures off the board too if I'm board wiping with it, right? Jinx Choker's coming back at me pretty much every time it's going to, unless someone else is mad at someone else. There's A lot of it is chaotic elements of us like changing the targets or making it so you can't target. But yeah, a lot of the things that we're doing are hitting us. Like we're not safe from this cemetery gatekeeper.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the Chandra's Ignition, it will kill all our creatures. We have nothing in the deck that can survive a Chandra's Ignition raised by Daniels Baeloth. Yeah. Like I said, I've got a few games in with this one. I truly believe it like lives up to its deck name that I gave it of Baeloth Gigantic Entertainment. I think it's really, really fun. It's great to get a quick game in of Magic because it group slug things kind of tend to drag everyone's life total down pretty quickly, right? Like that Descent into Avernus, if it gets out, everyone's getting just treasure tokens, 2 treasure tokens, and 4 treasure tokens. They're losing 2 life, 4 life, 6 life, 8 life. Like they're losing a lot, they're getting a lot, everything's going quick. I just like decks like this, personally, right? Obviously, I built the deck, so that's probably not a great metric of if you like it. But again, like I've been trying to build, not specifically budget things, but I've been trying to build things that are fun for every playgroup, right? And every playgroup that I have with, at least, still kind of has a place for a deck like this, and they also, it's not going to be out of reach if somebody likes this and wants to play it, right? Like not everything has to be crazy overpriced. I think it's a great time to be getting into Commander right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like there's just so much. The Baldur's Gate set specifically is just a great spot for self-expression, and there's just so many places that you can take these decks, these commanders, into like interesting things. It's made it really, really budget friendly. Like again, this deck doesn't really need to. We've got so much. They've shoved treasure tokens into everything, right? Like everyone and their first cousin makes treasure tokens right now in Magic. So we don't really need an extensive land base because we're in 2 colors. How hard is it in green to hit 2 colors? It's not.
Not at all.
Yeah, right. Like there's just a lot, and I really enjoy like a really reasonable early game could be turn 1 Soul Ring Marching Duodrome, turn 2 Descent into Avernus.
Yeah.
So then like on my 3rd turn, everyone's going to have 3 treasure tokens by me and taken 2 damage. So if everyone's on curve, everyone's at 6 mana turn 3 from my like silly deck. Like I don't know. I have a lot of fun playing it. I got lots of thoughts on this one, and they've all been positive so far for me.
Yeah, it's a very fun deck.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we'll get some of these games streamed at some point when I have time to edit videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I had a ton of fun building this. From the moment I saw this one, I was just like, all right, this has to be with Raised by Giants. Raised by Giants is so good. I've made a bunch of Raised by Giants deck. They're all a blast. Giant Wilson is really fun. Wilson Raised by Giants.
Yeah.
Oh, I still got to do some of the Wilson ones. We'll do Wilson. I think you also were saying, like I'll wrap it up here in a second, but I think you were also saying that you just also really like these Baldur's Gate commanders.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying them. I think the background mechanic is very fun and unique, but still kind of feels familiar to like the partner or the partner with or something like that. Yeah, I really like it.
Well, and they've got such interesting ways of expressing, like the Opalescence one that you did last weekend, right? I think that's like super fun. I think that just makes like that's an interesting deck. Yeah, like you're not going to see many things like that. And this is just goad and chaos together is really, really fun. Like Kama was a blast, but Kama's controlled. I choose what I goad, I enchant those things. This is just like chaos across the board for everything, and everything has to attack. I have a great time. If you have like chaos cards that you enjoy in decks, let me know. Like, let me know what I'm missing and what I should be running that's fun to make the game a little more interesting to people. And yeah, thank you guys so much for getting to the end of our episode. If you like our content, you can find it over at intothe99.com. We've got some new articles up, some new deck primers have been going up for the writing, and they just are awesome, really fun ways to play some interesting commanders. We will be doing stream games. I know I say it all the time, but I promise we'll get there. Thank you so much again to, like I said earlier, everyone who's rated, liked, and commented. It's a lot. Reach out to us on Instagram or on Discord. We love to hear from people about what they're building, how they're building it. And yeah, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.